Alright, so, here's the thing. We've been talking a bit about these loyalty missions. Kasumi's stealing memory, Zaeed'S, the price of revenge. We've mostly been talking about Kasumi's stealing memory, I think, and we've been thinking about these as maybe the next main quests that we opt to do. Of course, remember, technically speaking, that these loyalty missions are kinda, sorta, optional, but in truth, they really kinda, sorta aren't. So, or at least, if you are playing along doing some Mass Effect 2 for the first time, strongly recommend. I mean, strongly recommend that you do all of them. So, we've been talking mostly about Kasumi's stealing memory, because, well, it is, of course, one of the first loyalty missions that we got, yes. There is I would say maybe the upside to this one is particularly high, because, well, there's some good stuff we might pick up if we are to do this relatively early. Whereas Zaeed'S, less so the case in terms of rewards, and more so, I think, just perhaps a little bit easier. So, for that reason, Zaeed'S might actually be a better fit for us to do first. So I was thinking, maybe we go for that next. Before we do so, let's just take a quick peek. Because, I mean, I say it's perhaps easier than Kasumi's. I think it will be, for sure. But, that doesn't mean that it's easy in a vacuum. It's just that Kasumi's mission is perhaps quite hard. This might just be slightly less difficult. Let's see, we can improve our, sniper rifle damage against armor. Oh, did we... thought we had this previously, and we needed, an additional, just base sniper rifle damage upgrade before we could do this one. But, we must have done that since then, because, I mean, we have the platinum for this, of course, so I'd say, why not? In that case, let's go for it. Absolutely. Of course, if we are to do Zaeed'S loyalty mission, naturally, we're gonna bring Zaeed, and Zaeed does have a sniper, so that is particularly helpful for that. See if there's any follow-up on the sniper side of things. That there is, but we would need another, again, sniper rifle damage upgrade before we can get an additional 50% headshot damage. Okay, so obviously we can't use snipers, but some of our squad mates can, and not exactly sure how much of a habit our squad mates make of getting headshots, so this may not be all that worthwhile, whereas the just 50% extra damage to armor definitely is a good thing across the board. Just take a look at some other stuffs here, and we need biotic damage upgrade for this. That's unfortunate, because we would certainly like some biotic upgrades of any and all varieties. And then damage protection, again, we need just a basic damage protection upgrade before we can get this, and we need another metagel capacity upgrade before we can get this. So, nothing new there. I think ship enhancements, at least short-term. Not expecting this to affect anything on this upcoming mission, so that's not a huge deal. The prototypes, though, I mean, weapons, armor, not so interested in that. Krogan stuff, not really relevant right now. The Eviscerator shotgun, I mean, we've been pretty happy with our shotgun thus far. We don't have the missile launcher, but we could make that happen. It's actually pretty cheap. Look at this. It's a third of the price of the Avalanche, so that might be worth doing here. And we certainly have, at least at the moment, the iridium to make it happen. So it's a rapid-fire missile launcher. Sounds good with seeking projectiles, also sounds good. Effective against armor, shields, and biotic barriers, basically everything. Missile launchers are surfacing with increasing frequency among the Terminus System's mercenary bands. Yeah, we've run into at least some of those mercenary bands, namely, the Blue Suns with their heavies, shooting rockets at us in the past, and proved to be a bit of an issue, but their origin is unknown. Each projectile features a friend or foe recognition system, ensuring it will find a hostile target, though not necessarily the one in the crosshairs. In urban situations, don't use it. It is useful for taking out snipers and other entrenched enemies, but the collateral damage is catastrophic. Now, I don't know. So it is popular with the Blue Suns mercenary band. Yeah, that is seemingly the place where we've seen it used most often. Again, with those Blue Suns heavies, in particular on, what was it, Orlis, when we were recruiting the Warlord. It is nearly impossible to duplicate, as it uses fabrication rights management technology, okay? Some kind of advanced future patent stuff? Don't know, but I'd say let's go for it. Let's do it. We get a codex entry for it as well, but the big thing is that we get the big weapon, and that may be something we like to use for this upcoming mission here. So, alright, we've made a few, somewhat minor upgrade. Well, I mean, that sniper rifle damage upgrade could be pretty big, and who knows? That heavy weapon could be a big deal as well. Okay, so, let's take a look here at, we're gonna want to, of course, head back over to our mass relay, so we can actually get to a different system where we can actually do Zaeed'S loyalty mission. It is not here. And while we're at it, I mean, probably makes sense to at least heal up a bit. Doing okay on probes, and in fact, we've been doing so much probing in terms of collecting resources with those probes that I think we should probably still pick up a little bit more, but I'd like to dial it back a bit. So maybe we don't get too aggressive with that right now. But anyway, let's look at where do we have Help Zaeed. Ismar Frontier on the very edge of this area here, and in fact, it looks like we have explored much of this area, perhaps just haven't looked at the specific place where Zaeed's mission is. Okay, so yes, we've already explored this system in full, as well as Alista. As you can see there, Faya, which appears to be where Zaeed's mission is, we've not explored at all. So I think that means that is an obvious target here. So let's head over in this direction. And I believe we'll find, what is it, just 3 systems in total when we've explored the 2 others? I think that's the case. Let's head over here. And let's, of course, check out the other planets, and then we're expecting for Zoria to be the place where we're gonna help Zaeed, of course, but we'll do that last, because that is naturally where we're actually gonna be landing, presumably. We have Hito first. All the ice mines of Bantel make a great deal of profit from ships passing through Faya's mass relay. The real money is made on Hito. Okay, I was thinking ice mines on Hito feels like that is just a trick, but no, it's on a different planet, the ice mines. As the only gas giant in the Faya Gateway system, Ito is heavily developed by rival helium-3 mining concerns. The world has 3 major and 26 minor moons, each of which is claimed by a different company. Oh, they all want dibs. Those based on moons deeper in the gravity well tend to specialize on helium-3 extraction and refining, while those on the farther moons specialize in refueling services and shipment. The local economy is driven by black marketeering, backroom deals, and cutthroat business. Doesn't sound great. Then again, this is the tournament systems we're talking about here, so I suppose that's kind of just comes with the territory. Each company attempts to sabotage its rivals' facilities while protecting their own moon. This has led to open corporate warfare 3 times in the last century. I mean, that's actually a little bit less than I would have expected. It's 100 years we're talking about. All the major mercenary groups have offices in the Hito planetary system, though the Blue Suns enjoy a home team advantage, shipping in cheap logistical supplies from Zoria. Okay, well, Zoria is where we're planning to go, so it sounds like we're expecting some kind of significant Blue Suns presence there. And the population is, I mean, almost 1 million. We're talking about these facilities and all these moons, but, you know, I don't imagine those moons are very big, and yet still almost 1 million people. That's something to be said. Capital none, largest port is Shoal Prime. Okay, well, let's skate it. And we'll, perhaps as a result of all the people stationed around here, it has already been absorbed of most of its good resources. So let's see. Next, we have... Where is this planet? Orbiting over here? Oh, my... I'm looking at the one that is, where Hito is orbiting. No, this too. Wait. Where is the actual planet? I see the ring. Oh, it's tiny. Over here. Who are you? Viantel. Well, we heard about it. Though a dwarf planet, yeah, it was well hidden. It was so small. Viantel's large amounts of water have led to heavy development by water cracking industries, seeking to turn the planet into hydrogen-oxygen fuel for starship thrusters. The surface is blanketed with habitation modules, mining equipment, and cracking stations. Since the initial settlement of Ilium and the nearby Tassale system, the radius of Viantel has decreased by 2 kilometers, indicating removal of over 72,000 cubic kilometers of ice. Sounds like a lot. Hard to sort of contextualize what that really means, but it sounds like a lot. Some groups are concerned that the rate of loss may cause instability in the remaining structure. There is a population of a little over 10,000 here. no capital. Largest port is Helios Station 04. So, again, looks like similar to the previous planet we were looking at. There's just some bases to try to extract the resources from this place. And, well, this planet is rich. And just how rich? Pretty rich when it comes to palladium, it would seem. Pretty rich when it comes to palladium, at the very least. Got a little bit of iridium there as well. But, yeah, sure. We'll launch a probe here. I know I was saying we wouldn't be too aggressive when it comes to the probes from here on out, so we'll try to be a little bit picky, as we've been starting to say recently. Like that, I think, you know, once upon a time we might have said, sure, launch a probe there, but no, not today. Not today, I say. Gotta be better than that. It's got to be better than that. This... It has to be better than that, so that might even be the same one. I'm surprised that it still says rich, if there aren't any, other big sources. Because, not like we saw, I mean, it was a good source, yes, but it wasn't enough to single-handedly make this a rich planet. But, this is roughly the same setup we saw previously. Very large source of palladium and a small bonus of iridium that perhaps is just enough to make this worthwhile.
Launching probe.
Iridium being the tiebreaker. Yeah, now it's downgraded to good. That makes sense based on what we were seeing there. Didn't look like there were any other really big sources. Like, this is maybe next best, but no thank you. Okay, so then we have Zoria. This is, of course, the place where we are expecting to actually land to help Zaeed, but let's read about it first at the very least. Mud, sweat, and spores does not sound terribly pleasant. It's how Blue Sun's mercenaries characterize the planet that gave birth to their home office. Oh! It's the hub for the Blue Suns. Okay. This lush garden world is known for its heavy plant and fungal life, creating spectacular jungle zones over much of the 8 continents. Despite persistent problems with rot and rust, Zoria attracts investors and corporations from all throughout the galaxy, since it has exploited only a fraction of its potential resources. Sounds like it could be worth probing. Blue Suns dominate security contracts on Zoria, so much that residents describe them as less like a monopoly and more like a conquering regime. Okay. Oh wow, and the population is quite large. 148 million, yeah, that's no joke. That's a pretty sizable amount of people here. I mean, with what seems to be a pretty Earth-like set of conditions here, slightly more atmospheric pressure, it's a little hot, 33 degrees Celsius, but exactly 1 G. Gravity, that sounds pretty good to me. We actually can't scan it at all, okay, so so much for that in that case, but we will, of course, as we can see here, end up landing there eventually. Let's just take a look at our last planet in this system first, and then we'll head back to Zoria. So we have Amayan. Amayan is a small, cratered rock. Its crust contains various light metals, though none in any concentration worth the trouble of mining. We'll be the ones to determine that. While the rest of the Theia system has seen extensive industrialization, Amayan lies fallow. I mean, that could be reason enough for it to, yeah, be rich, if, you know, just hasn't really been mined at all. Then again, we're going to try to be picky here, so I would say that's definitely not good enough. But it does seem as though palladium is the name of the game here. That's also a pretty nice source. Pretty nice source, I'd say.
Probe away.
See if it stays on rich here. It does. So in theory, there may be at least one other source of similar quantity. Like that, I think is still not good enough to warrant launching a probe. This, however, is probably said other palladium source. Let's go for this. I think it's going to downgrade to good after this. That'd be my guess. Similar to the previous planet we were on. No? A little bit more, perhaps? Over here? Oh, okay. Now that's pretty solid when it comes to iridium. Hold on. Where's the peak there? We passed it on, right? Might have been here-ish? What about... Oh, there? There. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it might have a tiny bit of platinum as well, so alright, we'll do that, and that'll definitely be, I think, the last one here. I'm expecting it to downgrade. It is not downgraded. You have another big source of something somewhere that you're hiding from us? Sort of. This one looks, I mean, it's close. Okay, yeah, if we hit it right on the mark, it's more or less identical to what we were just looking at. Okay,
Away.
fine. You got me. Now it's downgraded to good. That's, I mean, once upon a time probably would have been enough for us to say launch a probe, but now, today, I say no. Not high enough, even if it's 2 different resources. But anyways, before we go to Zoria, let's take a quick look at looking at the details of our actual entry here on this quest. So Zaeed, the Price of Revenge. Before he was hired by Cerberus, Zaeed had taken a mission to go to Zoria and liberate the Eldfell Ashland refinery from the Blue Suns. Once his work there is done, he can dedicate his full attention to the mission. So I think we talked about this a little bit before, but I kind of only touched on it lightly. But, you know, what is a loyalty mission, you ask? Well, of course, we saw over here, when we're just looking at our team, whenever we get more info on somebody, we have this loyalty up top there, normal for everyone. And, I mean, the fact that it is showing there would suggest that this is something important. We just haven't done anything yet to change that from normal to anything else thus far. The whole idea of this mission is that this is Zaeed's loyalty mission. It is a way in which we can potentially make Zaeed, as the description was sort of saying there, make him buy in fully to our mission to take down the collectors. Because remember, bear in mind, all these people who have joined us, for the most part, they're just random people that the Elusive Man suggested that we try to hire, more or less. So in many ways, they're kind of just like, you know, they're almost like our employees, or at least the employees of the Elusive Man. And, you know, sure, they may be in it for the money in some cases, but, you know, are they truly 100% in on our ultimate goal of taking down the collectors? Or are they just like, hey, I'm here to get a paycheck, and then once I do, I'm out? And, you know, if that means that things go sour and, you know, my life is at risk, things are getting dangerous, then you can count me out. I didn't sign up for that. So that's the kind of thing where, you know, perhaps getting people to be fully, again, sort of bought in to our objective could be helpful. Because, you know, if Mass Effect 1 is any indication, things will get tricky, and we want to make sure we have a strong team that trusts each other before we get into the thick of things. So with that being said, let's head over to Zoria. Let's land. And picking our team here, you'll notice that the game has automatically selected Zaeed for us. It is his loyalty mission, so of course we're taking him with us. I think that's not even an option for us to unselect him, deselect him. So in terms of the team composition we're looking for, that means that, at least to start off with, we're getting a strong weapons person with Zaeed, because he has the assault rifle and sniper rifle, which is a good combo. Then he has the squad disruptor ammo, so we fully upgraded that for additional damage to shields. That means our weapons in particular are definitely very good against shields, but he doesn't have a lot in terms of additional abilities. We have a little bit invested in concussive shot right now, which gives us a tiny bit of crowd control, but it's not great in that sense. I'm thinking, though, what we go for with our second person is probably going to be Kasumi for some additional anti-shields, because remember, we were hearing that we are expecting to run into a lot of Blue Suns here, because it is apparently, in some ways, sort of like their home base, and what we've learned about Blue Suns is that almost always they're going to have some, if not a lot, of shields, and so having the additional damage to shields from Zaeed with his disruptor ammo, and having overload with Kasumi, along with just a whole bunch of damage with Shadow Strike, I think is a nice combo here. And while Kasumi's not great when it comes to weapon damage, hopefully Zaeed can fill in where Kasumi leaves off. So I think we go with her. Let's go with this. And we did somewhat recently level up here, to the point where we might be able to make some upgrades. Love to get Kasumi up to Overload 3, which unfortunately we can't quite do. Is it worth putting 1 point in Master Thief for a little bit more health, weapon damage, recharge time? I feel like it might be best to just wait it out, and, you know, presumably finishing this mission will give us at least 270 experience, right? So if we can wait it out for one more mission, then we should be able to pick up the next level of Overload after this. Then Zaeed is in a similar situation with concussive shot here. question for him would be, is that good enough for concussive shot, at least short term? It may be, because this is, I think it is an ability that doesn't make a huge difference how much we upgrade it. At least between rank 2 and rank 3, it gives us a little more force, meaning it can knock people back a little more effectively. It provides a little bit more damage, but I think for the most part, it's already doing its thing where it's capable. It's not amazing, but it is capable of at least temporarily disabling one of our opponents. So I'm thinking that perhaps for him, it may make more sense for us to focus on the passives for Mercenary Veteran, because this will give him, the health, and that's actually a pretty sizable weapons damage bonus. Compare that to, so it's 12.5% here. Compare that to Consumi, who at rank 1 had 6%. It's basically double that. So Zaeed is all in on the weapon damage, and everyone's getting health of some variety from this passive. So I think that helps a lot, especially because one of the main reasons why we're bringing Zaeed at all is because he has a really nice ammo upgrade. And so these do sort of synergize well with one another. The ammo upgrade increases his weapon damage, and then so does his passive. As you can see here, the weapon damage is going to get ginormous as he continues to level this up. So I'm thinking that's the plan with him. And of course, after this mission is done, hopefully we'll get the chance to bump this up a little bit further. But I think that means we're good for skills here. And in terms of our weapons setup, we did, of course, just recently pick up the missile launcher. Maybe worth throwing on. I mean, we haven't used much of any of our heavy weapons thus far, but I don't remember. Did we automatically get the arc projector, or did we actually have to purchase this? Because this might be the first heavy weapon that we've actually made a point of going out of our way to research. Doesn't necessarily mean it's inherently better, but I think it's probably worth trying this out. So let's go for that. And then, other than that, Carnifex, I think we're always going to be using that for our heavy pistol, and Get the Plasma Shotgun's been working great for us thus far. So we're looking good there. Zaeed, at the moment, I mean, talking about him being definitely a weapons-based character, we would very much like to get some upgraded weapons for him soon, because that's definitely going to be a big factor for him if that's what we're taking him for, is to deal all the damage with those weapons. Then Kasumi, I mean, again, Carnifex, I mean, that's definitely what we're going to take with her. So I think we're looking good there as well. Looks pretty. Oh, except for the whole, smoky stuff. Let's see. Liberate the refinery.
Blue Sun's communications. Stay tight and look out for ambushes.
Okay, look out for ambushes, you say. Let's take a closer look at what we are supposed to do here. So we've learned that before he was hired, he was supposed to take down the Blue Suns here. Now we need to more specifically find the entrance to the refinery and liberate the workers from the Blue Suns. Okay. That's the plan. And presumably, said refinery is, like, over there. So, I mean, we can take a little look around here. I'm assuming we don't have access to a map, unfortunately. It's like there are 2 directions we can go here. This might be a dead end, but take a quick look around, just make sure there isn't anything hidden right at the very beginning, but, at least initially not looking like it. So, let's head down. Let's also just take a quick peek. Weapons-wise, we're on the shotgun. Kasumi. Yeah, let's keep you on the Carnifex, and then might even put Zaeed on the sniper here, because at least for us, we are definitely more so a close-range specialist. And Kasumi with the
Squad Bravo, a shuttle landed near your location. Check it out.
Here we go. Keep close.
At least with the Kasumi and the SMG, that tends to be pretty inaccurate at range as well, so having Zaeed be our long-range specialist could definitely help. And at least here, seeing some long sight lines. Got some dead bodies, though. That's an encouraging sign. Anything else? But also invisible. Oh, rocks. That's what that was. Okay, so what is the deal here?
Shot in the back and left to rot. That's definitely Vito's style. Let's push ahead.
Okay. What's a... Oh? Space monkey! Okay. Here in the distance, faint sounds of gunfire. That's another space monkey. You're probably the same one, to tell you the truth. Alright.
Command to Bravo. Take a position. Likely these people are not runaways.
Oh. I think they're onto us. I think they may be onto us. Maybe we start charging this thing up. Hello? Anybody home?
Report to base. Armed intruders incoming at the southern checkpoint.
I think they know we're here. They definitely know we're here. Let's... Oh, I also definitely should have activated that initially. We, in fact, might have taken that guy out right off the bat. A single shot, had we activated that. Zaeed'S taking up sniper position. Yeah, Kasumi, if you want to, like, shadow strike people to death, that is cool with me. Looks like we got some people coming sort of on the flank here. Oh, and up there? That's not cool. In fact, it'd be great if we could get a sense as to what types of enemies we're going against here. Got a basic trooper. Thought this enemy up there looked a little bit different, so that makes me a little concerned. I mean, Kasumi, if you could, like... Oh, you're out of Shadow Strike, unfortunately. But, Concussive Shot can work on that guy. I'm not sure we have the line of sight exactly to make it happen, but... Alright, let's make sure people are actually, you know, taking logical cover positions. Or, you know, just finish this guy off and then we'll do that. Get to cover, she says, as she dies. Okay. There's... Oh! I recognize that! I recognize that. That is the homing missiles we saw, what was it? Back on the Warlords mission. So it is a heavy, I think. And is that you? I think that's her. Pretty sure that's a person? If I'm not mistaken. Yep. But fortunately, I suppose we got rid of the shields, and Zaeed, as soon as we walked over there, was like, don't mind if I do, let me just take care of this, knock her down.
Reinforcements incoming. We got your backs.
Okay. They actually... Oh! Still here? The answer appears to be yes, so that is a homing missile. I would like to find actual cover. Oh. They got a mech. Is it dead? I think it's about to blow up. It is. Okay. Hold on. What are you? You're a pyro. Not even sure if we've seen pyros thus far. Let's charge one of these guys up. Oh, you're flanking us? I don't like that. Also, we are almost dead. To the point where we might need to charge this guy. Remember, we recently unlocked Pull, I believe. This is a new addition for us. In the past, we've been relying on our squad mates to do it for us. Let's charge to get our shields back. It's going to put us out in the open a bit. Getting those shields back, I think, will be very helpful. Okay, that pyro is still there.
Going silent.
Assuming maybe about to finish him off for us. I think she did. Yeah, based on how they're saying fall back and the music is now no longer the same, I think, at least temporarily here, we're in the clear. So, okay. Now they have missile launchers. That is good to know. Definitely good to know, because those in the past have caused us some trouble. So that's definitely something we're going to need to keep in mind. But I think that is one thing that Zaeed is pretty good against, because he does have the range to help take them out, so they can't just, you know, pepper us from a distance and make it so we can't go anywhere. Okay, we got a medkit over here. Apparently we did not actually need, so we get the credits. That's not bad. Anything else in this general area before we press onward? Take a closer look here. Oh, PDA. Okay, see what that's all about. A whole bunch of credits. Okay, that sounds good. Don't mind that. Anything else over here? Doesn't look like it yet. There's a whole lot of cover that, I mean, if we pushed further forward, perhaps we would have actually used this, but as of right now, basically just an obstacle course. Save while we're at it as well. Still think we've yet saved on this planet. How are we doing on ammo? Not quite full, but extremely close. Okay. Let's see, we've got... Oh. Bridge controls. We can activate to, presumably, actually extend a bridge over here, but curious to see if there's anything else over here. Besides just a pretty little waterfall. Ah, sure. We'll do it.
This is Commander Santiago. If any of you retreat while the intruders are still alive, I'll kill you myself. Now get the hell back out there.
Vito. Sounds like he hasn't changed.
Yeah, you mentioned this guy by name previously. Sounds like you know him?
I get the feeling you have a past with this Vito.
I knew he was a sadistic bastard back when we started the Blue Suns. The Suns only got meaner after he staged his little coup 20 years ago.
I'm sorry, did you say...
Yeah. We
Did you
have
say...
a past.
Started the Blue Suns? Excuse me?
Why didn't anyone tell me you founded the Blue Suns?
Because it's not common knowledge. Vito wiped me out of the records. He ran the books, I led the men. Worked real well for a while. Then Vito decided to start hiring Batarians. Cheaper labor, he said. Goddamn terrorists, I said.
Oh. So, yeah, you know, all the people that we've been fighting recently. Yeah, you know, that's kind of like, once upon a time, those were the people that you started this organization. It's pretty crazy. 20 years ago as well? I mean, that's a long time.
20 years is a long time to hold a grudge.
A grudge? Vito turned my men against me. He paid 6 of them to
He's like,
restrain
okay.
me while he put a gun to my head and pulled the trigger. For 20 years, I've seen that bastard every time I closed my eyes. Every time I sighted down on a target. Every time I heard a gunshot. Don't you call that a goddamn grudge?
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot. That's, okay. So, you know, not only did they start this group of mercenaries together, who, of course, we've been fighting and have been a pretty consistent antagonist. I mean, maybe not the primary group we're going up against here, but we've certainly found ourselves going up against them a fair bit. And, yeah, you know, just casually just organized to have several of those Blue Suns try to, grab Zaeed and shoot him in the face. Apparently they were unsuccessful, or at least if they did manage to do so, they didn't kill him. Not exactly sure how that played out, but obviously Zaeed is still alive. So in that case, I suppose let's carry on here. I mean, well, hold on. Let's ask how he survived in that
You
case.
survived a gunshot to the head?
Yeah. And you survived your ship getting disintegrated. A stubborn enough person can survive just about anything. Rage is a hell of an anesthetic.
Oh. Okay. Let's get going.
We'd better get moving.
They're at the southern axis. All squads mass at the gatehouse. Now!
They know we're here.
Yeah, you know, I think that was a safe
Bring
bet.
it on, you son of a bitch!
Okay. I think that was a pretty safe bet as soon as they started sending people after us. So yeah, Zaeed started the Blue Suns with this Vito guy, it seems. Alright, let's see.
Squad Charlie, Delta, mass at the gatehouse.
Hold on, we've got some palladium over here. You don't mind if I do? I mean, they definitely have quite a setup over here. I mean, it's a beautiful planet. All these waterfalls, lush jungle areas, but alas, it is overrun by mercenaries. So I think we're gonna save pretty frequently here just to play it safe, just in case. Looks like our door. Just gonna waltz right on it, I guess. Sure.
Zaeed Masani,
You finally tracked me down.
Vito.
Ah,
Don't be
there he
stupid,
is.
Zaeed. I have a whole company of bloodthirsty bastards behind me, ready to kill or be killed on my command. Actually, take your shot. Give my men a reason to put you down like the mad dog you are. Again. What was that? Gone nearsighted, old friend.
Burn, you son of a bitch.
Oh! No, that was a deliberate miss by the looks of
Just
things.
signed your death warrant, Masani.
Alright, but as you've seen, he did bring friends.
What the hell are you doing?
Zaeed. Oh! Was that a Wilhelm scream?
Opening the gate.
Okay, that's a Wilhelm scream. But, that was, perhaps a little bit much.
We don't sacrifice lives for the sake of the mission. There's always a better way.
Like what? Wandering out in the jungle for hours looking for another way in. You want to waste time out here? Go ahead. I'm gonna kill Vito.
Hold on, buddy. That's enough.
You're endangering lives and the mission for your own selfish revenge.
You really want to do this, Shepard?
I had to knock you the hell out. But thanks to you, we have a burning refinery to save.
Let these people burn. Vito dies, whatever the cost.
Ooh, okay. Okay, then. But there's some enemies here, as I might have expected. We've got, more that we've now learned about these guys. Let's see. I mean, we could even shockwave this guy. Not have much opportunity to put that to use. Let's see. Any other signs of enemies on our map here? Doesn't look like it. But, got a whole lot of updates. Let's take a quick look here. Zaeed, the Price of Revenge. After a tense confrontation with Vito Santiago, Zaeed took it upon himself to open the refinery gates by blowing up the gatehouse. With the refinery in flames, Zaeed's only goal is to track down and kill Vito, whatever the cost. Bear in mind, at least initially, our plan was to come in here and save the workers here. Now the whole refinery is in flames, and based on what we saw previously, primed to blow. So, you know, things just got a little more complicated. To fight through the burning refinery and stop Vito Santiago before he gets away. So, well, what was originally pegged as just a rescue mission is now perhaps a little more than that. Let's see. Ooh, hello? We got some explosions. Oh, and hold on just a second here. Almost missed this palladium. Don't mind if I do. And then finding on this side, doesn't look like it. In terms of ammo, we are doing... we spent a little bit. We'd like to pick up some clips if we can. Fortunately, there is one here, although this place does very much seem like it's about to go down in flames. In more ways than one. There's more palladium over there. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff falling apart. Including that. Don't mind us. Don't mind us. Oop, okay, before we go through that door, let's nab this. Does seem like there's a fair bit of palladium around here. And again, let's just, whenever we're sort of finishing a subsection, let's make one trying to save. Is that Vito? No.
Help! We're trapped! We can't get to the gas valves to shut them off! The whole place is gonna blow!
Yeah, it is in the process of doing that right now, it seems.
Vito's probably halfway to the shuttle docks by now.
Okay, so this is very important, and actually can shape the entire direction of the remainder of this mission. We can either go after Vito, or we can try to save these guys, the workers here. So, I mean, that was our initial objective.
You're willing to watch these people die?
Damn right I am. We stop to help these people and Vito gets away. And if he gets away, I'm blaming you.
So, here it is. Do we say, Zaeed, you're right, let's go after Vito, or do we say, hold on? I mean, the reason why we are here to begin with was because we're here to save the workers, and you've now turned this into a whole, you've sort of hijacked this mission, Zaeed, turned it into a whole other thing, and, distracting from our primary objective. So, I say, let's go for trying to rescue the workers. That being said, there is, as I was starting to say, there is a somewhat significant difference between these two options here, and, let's just say the one we're going for is technically a little bit more difficult, but
We're here
we're to
free
do
these people. We're going in.
I knew this was a mistake. If we're gonna do this, we'd better get to it.